Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. Today is Monday, March 21st. It's 9 a.m. Before we get started with today's public hearing, please join me in a brief moment of silence. All right, thank you very much. All right, we're going to take roll of the commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner Williams, uh, Commissioner Jay Williams, Vice Chair Belzer, and joining us virtually, we have Commissioners Caston, C. Williams, Thomas, Powers, and do I see Commissioner Irvin?
He's off. He's on annual leave.
Okay, Commissioner Irvin is on annual leave and not participating with us this morning. All right. Now that we have all commissioners who are present, let's take appearances from the party. Who's here for the utility?
Mr. Chairman, I'm Charlie Terraney. I'm here for Kiawah Island Utility.
All right, thank you, Mr. Terraney. We're going to move to the interveners. Office of Consumer Affairs, or I should say Department of Consumer Affairs, excuse me.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman. Roger Hall on behalf of the department. Thank you.
Good to see you again, Attorney Hall. Town of Kiawah Island.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, Jack Pringle for the town of Kiawah Island.
All right, thank you, Attorney Pringle. And who we have here for the Office of Regulatory Staff?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Alex Knowles and Donna Rainey on behalf of the Office of Regulatory Staff.
All right, Attorney Knowles and Attorney Rainey are here with us in person. All right, I'm going to hand things over to the Commission's Special Counsel, Attorney David Butler. Attorney Butler?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, parties, and members of the public. Thank you very much for being here virtually, on the phone, or in person. We want to thank everyone for participating in today's public hearing. This proceeding before the Public Service Commission is in docket number 2021-324 WS. This concerns the application of Kiawah Island Utility Incorporated for proposed changes in rates, charges, classifications, and/or regulations for water and sewer services provided to customers in its assigned territory in the state of South Carolina. Before we begin, we do have a few preliminary matters to go over. While we may be holding this hearing virtually and by telephone, it's important that this public hearing be treated as if we were in a hearing room or courtroom. The commission is mandated by law to follow certain procedures. Only those persons who've signed up will be able to speak. The commission won't hear from you unless you signed up to testify. If you're signed up to speak, you're testifying as a witness about facts known to you related to Kiawah Island Utility Incorporated. You'll be placed under oath, telling everyone that what you're saying is the truth as known to you. Your statements must be under oath in order to be evidence in this case and considered by the commissioners. After you're called to speak, please give your name and the name of the street you live on and your town. You do not need to provide your house number at this time. The transcript of this hearing will be published and placed in the record as required by law so that anyone can read it. If you will, please confirm that you are a customer of Kiawah Island Utility Incorporated. Then you may proceed with whatever you want to tell the commission through your testimony. Please speak clearly so that everyone can hear you, including the court reporter. After you're done speaking, please remain on the line or remain in place for any clarifying questions that the parties or the commissioners might have for you. Everyone who signed up to speak will be given the same time limit of 3 minutes. We have a timer and will indicate when your time is up. Please note that if you provide testimony during the hearing today, you cannot provide testimony a second time at any other hearings on this case. The day hearing or merits hearing in this case will begin at 10 a.m. on Monday, April 4th, 2022. And this is when the commissioners will hear the positions of the company, the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff, the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs, and the town of Kiawah Island. The April hearing is generally a hearing in which various technical people will testify. It will continue until all witnesses and final statements or motions have been presented by all the parties. The hearing is expected to continue at least 3 or more days and will be held virtually. Anyone can watch it through the Commission's website at www.psc.sc.gov, and from there you can actually click on the live stream tab to access that hearing. And last and importantly, I have mentioned that if you sign up to speak, you're a witness testifying in this matter. I must let you know that the commissioners before you are what is called a quasi-judicial body in South Carolina. This means they're judges in this rate case, and they're subject to the rules of judicial conduct and the laws passed by our General Assembly. And just like if you were a witness called in a trial at the county courthouse or when you were serving as a juror, you cannot ask questions of the judge and expect him or her to answer. The same applies here. So regardless if a commissioner wants to answer a question or clarify any matter of law, the commissioner simply cannot answer questions. They are bound by the same judicial rules as a judge. This is the public's opportunity to be heard and to say what you want the Public Service Commission to know concerning Kiawah Island Utilities' request for an adjustments in its rates and charges for water and sewer service. And just to let you know, representatives from Kiawah Island Utility are available to talk to customers. Ms. Becky Dennis, the Director of Operations for Kiawah, is available, and I'll give you her phone number in the office. It's 843-768-0641, and I'll repeat that once, 843-768-0641. In addition, representatives from the Office of Regulatory Staff and South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs are also available Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. to talk with customers of Kiawah Island Utility as well. You can call the Office of Regulatory Staff at 1-800-922-1531. That's 1-800-922-1531. Or you can call Mr. Roger Hall with the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs at 803-734-4200. That's 803-734-4200. Attorneys for Kiawah Island Utility, the Office of Regulatory Staff, the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs, and the town of Kiawah Island are participating today as well, and they may have questions or provide the same information again to you. And Mr. Chairman, I will now turn the hearing back over to you. And as I understand it, some of the parties may have comments about the hearing today, and I thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Attorney Butler. Is there anything else before we get started today? All right.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, just briefly.
Please.
Alex Knowles on behalf of the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff. I just would briefly introduce the ORS. The ORS is a state agency, but it is completely separate from the Public Service Commission. The ORS is charged with representing the public interest and making recommendations to the Commission regarding the application. I'll just reiterate the number that Mr. Butler provided for the ORS Consumer Services Department, which is 1-800-922-1531. Thank you all for your attention and participation at this hearing. And Mr. Chairman, I would ask that the pre-registration sheet be made a part of the record in this case from this morning's hearing, and that it be entered into the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Knowles. The pre-registration sheet will be marked as Hearing Exhibit 1 and entered into the record as Hearing Exhibit 1. All right, if there's nothing else, we will call our first witness.
Mr. Powelson, can you hear me? Mr. Powelson? You were about to be called, so just a moment, I'm going to put you on speaker.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Powelson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you, sir. Do you testify that do you affirm that what you're about to testify is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. At this point, you may tell the commission your name, your location without revealing your full address, your street, and your town, and you may begin your testimony. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Williams and fellow commissioners. My name is Robert Powelson, and I'm a property owner on Kiawah Island on Sea Forest Drive. I appreciate the opportunity to address the Public Service Commission on this pending rate case proceeding. Let me start by praising Kiawah Utilities for their steadfast commitment to sustainable water infrastructure investment on Kiawah Island and the entire state of South Carolina. Kiawah Utilities, as you know, is committed to making sure consumers have safe, reliable, and affordable drinking water service. In my view, this company does not cut corners, and it operates with a steadfast commitment to business ethics. As a customer, my wife and I are proud to see the company making smart investments in their groundwater sourcing and working around the clock to ensuring that consumers on Kiawah Island and many parts of the state have the highest quality drinking water service that consistently meets and exceeds the highest state and federal standards. You know, as part of Kiawah Utilities' commitment to consumers and the environment, they've made substantial investments in replacing aging infrastructure. In fact, this past year, they played a critical role in helping Kiawah and Charleston County with hosting the 2021 PGA Championship, which had a huge economic impact on the region. And I'd be remiss in not sharing this quick story with the commission. During COVID, my family and I spent over 80 days on Kiawah Island as the outbreak was hitting many parts of the country. As a family, we made the prudent decision to stay put and not return to Pennsylvania. Our 2 sons engaged in a virtual learning platform while my wife and I used laptops and cell phones to engage with our employers. Let me just say, never have we felt more safe than being on Kiawah Island and recognizing that Kiawah Utilities was there providing us the day-to-day water service without interruption. They never missed a beat, and my family and I felt a strong peace of mind that our water service was never going to be impacted or compromised by the events of this pandemic. I think it's important to mention that every day Kiawah Island Utilities was there providing safe, reliable drinking water service to our community. And they've had a long track record for environmental stewardship and safety excellence. Kiawah Utilities, in my view, is dedicated to the economic well-being of the communities and businesses and the people of the great state of South Carolina in which they serve. And I'm proud to, as a consumer ratepayer, support this company's request for an increase and support their ability to invest in the great state of South Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to testify, sir. Commissioners, any questions for this witness? Parties, any? I'm sorry, is that Commissioner Caston?
Yes, sir, it is.
Commissioner Caston, you have the floor, sir.
It was, your last name I didn't catch. Was it Tollison? Tallison? What was that again?
It was Powell's son.
Oh, okay. So if I understood you correctly, you are in full support of the requested rate increase, and you seem to be delighted with the service, correct?
That is correct, Commissioner. And I recognize, like any utility, Berkeley Electric, Dominion Power, that these utilities need to make investments to provide safe and reliable service. There's no cutting corners. And by the way, this is the only public utility service we ingest, so there's no room for error or playing around the margins in terms of investment.
And you're a full-time resident now?
I am not a full-time resident. but I am a property owner and a ratepayer.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any more questions for this witness?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
thank you. Good morning, Mr. Powelson. Thank you for your testimony this morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Powelson, you mentioned a record of environmental stewardship. What do you base and what have you seen that would lead you to make that statement?
Yes. So, ma'am, I as I mentioned to you during COVID, when my family and I were uprooted, and I say uprooted in a very positive way, being safe on Kiawah, every day when we were cooking and obviously, just having basic drinking water service, there was never a concern about what was coming out of our tap. But also, at a macro level, I think it's fair to say the company has done a lot of good work around making sure that there's reliable service by, making investments in their pipeline replacement, advanced metering infrastructure, and obviously, protecting watersheds as they're sourcing water onto the island. I think those are things that I should, as a customer, have peace of mind in knowing that when I pay that bill, that, what I'm getting at the end of, at the tap is safe and affordable and reliable. And I think this company has clearly demonstrated that track record.
Thank you. We appreciate your testimony this morning. I know it's early, but thank you very much for your appearance. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioners, any more questions for this witness? Parties, questions for this witness?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Alex Knowles, if it's appropriate for me to proceed at this time.
Yes, sir. Attorney Knowles, Office of Regulatory Staff.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Powelson.
Morning.
Mr. Powelson, you are the current president and CEO of the National Association of Water Companies, or NAWC. Is that correct?
That is correct, but I'm also a proud property owner in South Carolina.
Yes, sir. And KIU is a dues-paying member of the NAWC. Is that correct?
One of many.
The services that NAWC performs for members include lobbying and advocacy. Is that correct?
I'm here as a customer, sir, paying my monthly bill.
Yes.
And I believe I have a First Amendment right as a customer that pays an electric or gas bill to present in front of this. And let me just reiterate, I'm doing this on behalf of Robert and Lauren Powelson at 4389 Sea Forest Drive as a customer of this utility.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Understand that, and thank you for being here. I guess I'll just ask my question again. Do the services that the NAWC performs for its members include lobbying and advocacy?
In Washington, D.C., we do advocacy work. But again, I want to reiterate, in the spirit of transparency, Robert and Lauren Powelson are presenting our views today as proud property owners at 4389 Sea Forest Drive on Kiawah Island.
Yes, sir. Fully understood. Thank you very much for your time and your patience answering my questions, Mr. Powelson.
Parties, any more questions for this witness?
No, Mr. Chairman, we thank Mr. Powelson for his testimony.
Is that Attorney Tarini?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Attorney Tarini for the utility. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no further questions for Mr. Powelson, Mr. Powelson, you may step down from the witness stand and be excused. Thank you for taking your time to testify this morning.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, fellow commissioners.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, is there anything else we need to do before we adjourn this hearing? Hearing nothing, we are adjourned.